Shout out to the backyard band.
What up, world? You tuned in. South Arkansas Trill Talk. Man, got my homie P.Shutes. You know what I'm saying? Dropping Trill Game. This part two, elaborating from a conversation. You know what I'm saying? And we just be chopping it up, talking Trill shit, and you like to say, man, everybody opinion their opinion, but my realest thing is just Trill Talk, man. You know what I'm trying to say to you, 2026 out there, you know what I'm saying? Give them another light to look in, you know what I'm saying? And we got a summary. What's up, man? Introduce your damn self. Let me get myself together. You know what I'm saying?
Hello world, hello world. Know who it is. Boy P.Shutes, better known as James Shutes. It's coming live with the boy Skull. Trying to see what it do.
Yeah, man, we chopping it up, man. And we be chopping up the summary, man, and we going everywhere, man, basically like what the world missing these days. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What the world is missing. What's going on in the world these days on how we can't get with the youth these days or understand them out there. What you think what's missing in the world these days?
A lot of old accountabilities. You know, get some steadfast type of shit with these kids. Even with ourselves. You know, got to be steadfast in what we believe in and what we gonna represent. You know, some people stand for things. Some people like to represent a lot of other stuff too. But you know, who gonna stand fast in all of it? You know, who gonna be about it? Who gonna represent it? Who gonna speak up for it? Like a lot of the world is missing a lot of it in various places, different situations. They miss it.
Hey, I was tripping off of what you were saying with that, the accountability part. What do you think about that? Because I was telling people, yesterday about, putting your flag down for God. And my point of view was, a lot of people be false flagging when it's time to put their flag down for God. Show when it's time to go to ministry. That's why I told them, God gonna accept me like I am because I'm on the front line these days. And, and I've been that way. I get shot for God all day. But that was reality of how I done grown and changed my mindset of how to stay free because I mastered the freedom card. So giving my flag up sometime was beautiful to me because I wanted to stay free out there when it comes to raising my kids. I knew I can't raise them behind no fence. So that was a choice I had to make, giving my flag up. If I'm gonna give my flag up to raise my kids, or I'm gonna give my flag up to keep acting like I want to raise my kids, but I might be back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So it worked for me. God hold me down. That's why I say God. He ain't left me. Some people be trying to find God when they go to jail or find God here. I be like, where he was at the whole time. I like he ain't never left me. That's why I'm grateful today to know I done changed. What can you say about that? People putting their flags down these days, putting their flags down for God. What's your summary with that?
I just, basically, I just feel like it just depends on what a person knows. You know, you know what I'm saying. What is your purpose for putting it down? What was your purpose for picking it up? A lot of these people, man, including myself, we've been lost about representation. Whether if it's with an organization, whether if it's with a gang, whether if it's trying to have something in life, you know what I'm saying? Who gonna properly represent you? Who gonna properly represent whatever you trying to promote, whatever you trying to stay true to? Who gonna properly promote it? You know what I'm saying? So if people don't have that ideology of trying to be something, then maybe they need to put it down. But me, I'm a supreme gangster forever, for life. The Lord know my heart. So I'm not gonna put down nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna properly represent it. Because when you properly represent something, man, there's a purpose behind it. And my purpose is not negativity. You know, my purpose is positivity. My purpose is to push the next man forward, to be all he can be, you know, while being motivated myself by seeing him go forward. You know, that's what the gangster's about. You know, that's what a gentleman is about. That's who I am. That's what I'll forever be in life. I'm a gentleman and a gangster, you know, forever. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna represent. That's what I'm gonna stand for. And I'm gonna speak up for the niggas that try to represent that, you know, as a whole, man. So that's who I am. That's what I'm gonna be forever.
When you think about the ones out there, even our age these days, like they say, everybody that's cause a nigga older than you ain't your OG. We just probably a nigga older than you. You know what I'm saying? And we probably been misled in them days and stuff a lot too. Oh, what can you say about that? Even dealing with the politics of it these days. You feel me? What the politics of what the world missing? Because you just represented the putting the flag down for God. Because I feel the same way. I'm 720 represents 6, and I was letting them know growth development real when you got your mind made up with God. You understand it? That's why I salute what you said too, fam. 100% though. But what can you say about politics these days with the gangs? Knowing these youngsters don't know what they up against, and these days they don't know law based upon it's in the law book because it's all on the internet. It's all they ain't real life no more. They all going by what they see and probably something they heard but don't know and don't even try to go get the knowledge to know it, but just claim it because it's a bunch of red shirts or a bunch of blue shirts, a bunch of black shirts. What can you say about this with the politics now with gangster style, even the way of the world, Trump, whatever. What can you say about that?
I just think it just need to start out with respect. Respect to take a person a long way. It don't matter the age, you know what I'm saying? Because you got some older clowns that need to be disrespected because this young nigga stand for something. And this old nigga don't want to respect this young nigga because he probably feel like he missed his turn. So now you want to be disrespectful, so you get disrespected. You know, that shit go hand in hand. You know what I mean? It don't matter about no motherfucking age. It matter about who can be the most respectful. That's what it matter about. You know what I'm saying? Because if we challenging each other for respect and you giving respect and I'm giving respect, you know what I mean? We can't do nothing but be respectful. That's it. You know what I mean? So if that young nigga don't know himself, he probably not gonna be respectful, just like that old nigga. You know what I mean? So first off, we as a whole need to get to know ourselves individually, man. A lot of us, excuse me, a lot of us spend so much time with other people, man, and trying to be like so many other niggas, and we forget about who the fuck we are as an individual. So it's easy to disrespect somebody, man, when you trying to find out who the fuck you are, you know, who you trying to be, what you want out of life. It's easy to disrespect somebody, man, when they started picking out your flaws, man. They see you being a Me Too ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to knock a nigga off his square, you know. Shit, when you have to figure out who we are individually, man, you know what I mean? Then it's easy to show love. It's easy to give respect. You know, it's easy for me to be James Shoots. I'm with me more than anybody. You know what I'm saying? So why wouldn't I try to know who I am? You know, that's easy, man. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Hey, how you think about just same way as I see how niggas feed in the thumb wrestling and turning, you know what I'm saying, stuff out when they can do that in person sometime. What you think about niggas love the thumb wrestle these days? They don't do no real life fighting, they just thumb wrestle.
No, that's cool though. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit save lives. You know, I'm gonna tell you this right here. I'm gonna tell you this, and this is what I believe. You know what I'm saying? Because it goes with the narrative that I'm pushing right now. You know what I'm saying? And and what I think the world is missing. You know what I'm saying? Because if a person is looking to go forward and he or she is looking to go forward in a positive way, it don't matter about the negativity that come to that person way. You know what I'm saying? Because there's always positivity in anything. It just depends on what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? A motherfucker say, damn, James, man, you a black ass nigga. You know what I mean? Only thing I can do is look at that in a positive way. Hell yeah. Black don't crack. You know what I mean? I'm 45 years old, but tell me, do I look it? You feel?
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it just depends on what a person looking for, man. Some people go into shit looking for the drama. They looking for the mess. You know what I'm saying? But just like I said from the beginning, you know what I'm saying? Because it pushed the narrative that I'm pushing right now. Accountability. You know, so when you go over there and you get your ass whooped, you know what I'm saying? But will you be accountable for when you first left the house? Would you hold yourself accountable for when you first left the house and what you thought you was gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
that's what brought the ass whooping. You leaving the house thinking you finna do something. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So we got to hold ourselves accountable, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the difference come from. Holding ourselves accountable, knowing ourselves. You know,
Yeah.
and this shit like 2 + 2 is 4, but also 3 + 1 is 4 too. You know what I'm saying? It's different ways to get to the same place someone else has went to. You know,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But can't you like this right here? They say, James, are you smarter than a 5th grader? I say no, but I think that motherfucker in the day. You know what I mean? It's just like that. It's
Yeah.
simple like that.
Hey, I like the way you say that too, man. Because I was just thinking about what do you think about that these days? You know, even uh, people like just say it starts at home. I'm gonna say because I run about my kids all the time. I don't like that what's up on the blood or what's up on all that. They ain't got no knowledge or nothing, and they always talking that tough shit. And ain't been in the street, none of that pen yet, none of that. So it kind of throw me up. But what I was saying that goes with that is what do you think about like when parents, because you know the dude, he gave his son life out there. He went to he got involved with his son, them trying to get him away and all that shit, going to jail. Now his son got a life sentence because he had to testify on his son because he already 55, 60. You know what I'm saying? Now he got to go to jail for the rest of his life, but they gave him a deal. He got out though, but now he out. He telling his story bullshit. But why I say that is because like our biggest message sometimes be right is right, wrong is wrong. What do you think about parents these days that when their kids do bullshit, they try to go cover it up other than making them do right? You understand that? Like, look, nigga, you know what was wrong, you know what was right. That's it. Not trying to feel sorry. Oh, my baby, my baby, my baby. What can you say about that? Because I had my experience when I had to bump my head and I had to know what I did behind my mama, daddy back. Every time they turned it, I had to learn that was my problem. No matter who I made it, no matter who was drinking, no matter who was smoking, no matter none of that. That was my motherfucking choice. So when I got behind their back and did sneaky shit, that was me had to deal with sneaky shit that came back and bit my ass. So what can you say about that these days? Being accountable, making your kids accountable for what they do. You know what I'm saying? It's just real nigga shit, trill shit. Cause you know we got our opinion. I give it to them real. Cause I don't be ashamed to talk about me. I love me. Ain't nothing embarrassing about me. You know me. And then you my nigga. You know, only person get the real out of me. So I tell it to my niggas for good. You know what I'm saying? What can you say about that these days?
Well, man, hey, man, I just think the world missing, man. You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah,
world missing the truth. You know,
yeah,
everybody afraid of the truth, man. You know what I mean? Everybody afraid of who we once was.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But who we once was wasn't so bad because it brought us to who we are today.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And with us knowing that who we once wasn't so bad because we are who we are today, we shouldn't be afraid to tell our kids. You know what I mean? It's just like I just said a while ago. I'm not smart as a fifth grader, but I can outthink a fifth grader. And if we love our children so much today, you know what I'm saying, then why are we so afraid to use ourselves as examples to correct our kids? Why we have to use James Shoes? Why we have to use Skull? Why we have to use our cousins, our nieces, our nephews, everybody that we might not like to try to direct our kids in which way not to go? Why can't we not use ourselves? Because let me show you this. Let me show you this right here, Skull. Because I speak the truth, my nigga. And I'm going to say this right here. We once was somebody that we thought was cool, that we thought was popular. And we became an age to where we say, we ain't going to go out as much. We ain't going to use so much, profanity as much. We may not smoke as much. We might not drink as much. We might just change our way of being. We may just come to that place in life one day. But when we come to that place in life, we run and we hide from it. You know what I'm saying? And at that time we hiding from it, we may be then made kids. So we done raised up these kids and got so far away from who we once was to where we despise that. But guess who the first people see it in the time that you trying to change it? The people in your house. Whether if it's your mama, whether if it's your daddy, whether if it's your mother, your kids, your old lady. But the one thing we don't do, this is what we don't do. It's say, boy, you see how you wearing your clothes today? I used to wear mine just like that, man. I done had some embarrassing times, man. You better keep your pants up. We don't use ourselves for those moments. We'll use that nigga down the street. We'll use the person we don't like. We'll use the bum on the street. But guess who the first person heard you lie? Somebody in your house. The first person don't take you serious. The person in your house. You just admitted that because you said you used to sneak.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said you used to sneak. You feel what I'm saying? To keep somebody from correcting you. When if that person was already using themselves, you probably wouldn't have time to fuck up.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? See, that's what a lot of parents are missing today, man. Kids are a great sacrifice. And I'm not misincluding myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm just speaking the truth as a whole. Yeah. That's it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not pointing the finger at nobody. I'm just speaking the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because if you talk like you walk it, then you can scream it like you mean it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to talk it so I can walk it. And so when I walk it, I can scream it like I mean it. So maybe that's a gift that I'm finna just share for the world. But listen here. You know what I'm saying? Just like anything that we want to be a part of, anything we want to be involved in, you know what I'm saying? It takes great sacrifice. You feel what I'm saying? So it's nothing wrong with culturizing your kid to be who the fuck you want your kid to be. You feel what I'm saying? Because consistency develops great habits. If you can be consistently in your child life, consistently involved in your child life, what would your child know outside of being involved with their parents? You feel what I'm saying? A lot of these parents can't tell you what this kid is doing, what this kid is involved in. You feel what I'm saying? Other than bullshit because they have too much freedom.
Yeah.
You don't want to be looked at as the bad parent when time will show you was the best parent.
Yeah.
you know, but you know what I'm saying? A lot of us have our own issues, you know what I'm saying? To where, you know, we don't want to make that great sacrifice to be at the Boys and Girls Club other than, you know, being at home. You know, getting out work, you know what I'm saying, having to go, you know, down to the PTA meet. You know,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man, but your greatest hero, the person that's gonna look up to you is gonna be your kid, man. You know what I'm saying? I know my dad didn't spend no time with me. My mama didn't either. You know, so you know, I had a whole lot of time, man. You know, I didn't have no older person to teach me shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I had so much freedom. We was outside, you know, letting the kids play when we should have been dictated. A lot of kids not being dictated. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody look at that like it's so wrong. But if you gonna dictate your kid and have your kid to do what's right, then shit, fuck what everybody else say. You know, so that's how I see that, man. You know what I mean? I
Hey,
it just started at home. You
speaking
know.
while we right there, speaking of that, I'm gonna say it like this, cause I'm trying to think of how can I say this. But let me see. Uh, this tripped me out though. I'm gonna go with Young Thug and Gunna and some shit like that, and what's going on in niggas thinking. I'm gonna say the way niggas justify the word snitch these days, based upon they make it seem like it's acceptable, even when niggas try to say, "Hey, I took the police on the loop. I told them anything just to get out," some shit like that, or some shit like, "Oh, nigga, you, cause a nigga beating you, but nigga can still fuck you up." Based upon, I'm just gonna say, what's your definition when a nigga come a rat? Is he a rat for good, or it's any levels to being a rat? I'm just give yo. We gonna get off of that after you say what you say, but what's a rat to you? Cause black and white used to just say you a rat, nigga. Ain't nothing else a way around that. But niggas will say now it's in black and white. It ain't even rat no more. What we get with that these days? Cause mine is you snitching, which what it is. As long as I ain't in your lane, in your way, I ain't getting the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Though? So what can you say about that these days? Your words are rat.
Just respectfully speaking, I
Yeah,
just feel like a rat is another motherfucker telling somebody else business to try to free themselves. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Whether somebody get locked up or whether somebody don't get locked up. You know what I'm saying? Your situation is about you. When you make a
yeah,
situation about somebody else, you're a rat. You know what I mean? That's just what I believe. You know, you know what I'm saying? Because if I go down here to spend my goddamn money in the motherfucking store, and somebody tell me, "Hey, say, you didn't see that car on store just bought?" What will people normally say? Man, I don't give a fuck about what Skull do. I'm trying to spend my money. So it's the same goddamn difference. If the police ask you, "Hey, say, what that nigga down there doing?" Say, "Man, I don't give a fuck what that nigga doing." Then you just get me. You know, it's the same.
yeah,
It's the
yeah,
same, my nigga. You know what I mean? So, you know,
yeah,
I just feel like, you know, when the situation about you, you know, this why I feel strongly about someone else telling on someone else. You know what I'm saying? You never know what somebody else got going on, man. You know what I mean? You know, you got
yeah,
sick people, you got handicapped people, you got people that, you know, that's less fortunate, you know, that you never know what nobody else got going on. You know, you know what I'm saying? I was always taught from my mama, you know what I'm saying? You know, watch how you get involved in somebody else's business, because when it's your turn, you might not want to do what it took. You feel what
yeah,
I'm saying? So, you know, when you can stay in your own lane, you know what I'm saying, you know what it takes for what you done, for what you got, for what you finna do. You know that. You know what I'm saying? But when you go to putting that blindfold on, my nigga, you know what I'm saying, saying, "Come on, I'll go." You
yeah,
feel me? Hey, So, hey, one day you might have to take that blindfold off, my nigga. You might not want to see what's in front of you. So you know what I'm saying? Just stay in your own lane, man. You ain't got to be worried about that guess game. Cause that guess game, you know what I'm saying, have gotten a lot of people fucked up, man. You know what I'm saying, for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And then another thing, I ain't fucked up by no woman, you know what I'm saying? Cause I don't know nothing about them. I can't relate. I'm a man, you know what I'm saying? But I know as a man, men feel some type of way about bullshit.
Yeah.
If he don't, he bitch made.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know that for a man. A man stand for what's right.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck how he turned. He started off standing for what's right. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right. Something.
You know what I'm saying? So I just think, just sticking to the man code, you got to lay down at night with that shit, bro.
Yeah.
And when you that's a part of getting to know who you are. That's a part of getting to know who you are. And when you can accept who you are, when you go before somebody else's business, you're not gonna want no part of it. You're not gonna want no part of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want your manhood broken. Getting involved in another man's business is just worse than another man fucking you.
Yeah.
It just was another man fucking you. It's just, them the two things men just don't do. You know what I'm saying? That is my point of view when it come down like that right there. Shit. Man, fuck that nigga, what he got going on. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Shit. Man.
Trying to get me out, man. Hey.
Breathe.
Hey. Season the Greeks, baby. Who number one person? I say, Mariah Carey, she gonna still run the charts, White Christmas and all that, but I'm gonna say it, Season of Giving, because they always say it's better to give than receive, and because I growing up from the Salvation Army way, you know what I'm saying, so I always, if they didn't give us no good toys from that brown paper stack they gave from the Salvation Army, nigga, I ain't getting no gift. I only think I made the angel tree. I guess all my angel tree people were broke. They only hate, unless they were stealing gifts at the end. Oh no, out there. But what can you say about the season of giving? You know what I'm saying? To receive, what's better to give to receive? What's your opinion, Ed? Your opinion, I know your ass. What's your opinion? Season of giving out there. Season of blessings 2026. You know what I'm saying?
I just say follow your heart, man. You know what I mean? I know most people got powers that's greater than them. So, if it fall upon your heart to be caring and giving, do it. But I will say this though. Don't let that time of year, be the only time in the year that you feel like giving. Prepare for those moments, you know what I'm saying, so that you can feel good about yourself all year because you didn't gauge. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, man? Christmas is a motherfucking pagan holiday, man. I don't try to be no Scrooge or nothing like that, but I'm just not thinking about James all year. You know what I'm saying? It's other peoples in this world that I fuck with. It's other peoples in this world that, might need Christmas in February. So, you know what I'm saying? I just try to prepare myself for those moments, man. You know what I'm saying? Just thank the Lord that, he have allowed me the opportunity to prepare for someone else. So, hey, Merry Christmas, y'all. That's not it, man. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I don't be really tripping about that, man.
Yeah.
Tripping about that, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't even really be tripping about no holidays. To be honest, I just try not to get in the way of them. You know what I'm saying? Because the only thing I can do is tell you something that may more sense than a holiday, you know, and that's preparing for the next day, you know, living for today, but preparing for a better day. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's better than any holiday, you know, because once you can do that, then when Christmas comes, you know what I'm saying, man, you know, it's like shit. People say, man, I don't know what to get you, P.Shutes. You know what I'm saying? You know, because I'm thinking about myself, but I'm preparing for other people. So while I'm thinking about myself, I'm probably doing this, you feel me, consistently. You know, so I ain't just hyped up about no holidays. I ain't hyped
Yeah.
up about no holiday, my nigga. You know, my thing is, you know, it's not to mislead. My thing is to show love. My thing is to be caring. My thing is to be honest, be truthful. You know what I'm saying? My thing is to be James Shoots. You know, so I don't really get all off into all that other shit, you know, and people know me, you know what I mean? I'm a professor, but I'm speaking the good though. I'm giving you what you need to hear. I'm giving you what a lot of people won't give you because they want to hold you back. They don't want you to be all you can be. You know, being all you can be don't offend me. It don't frighten me. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever you want to be, I promise you, if I want to be it, we gonna collaborate. You know what I mean? It's not a hateful bone in my body, man. And what most people do, I don't even enjoy it because too many people do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you this right here. It was some new J's or something that just come out.
That's
You
what I
know
was
what
going to
I'm
talk about.
saying? And yeah, I had a partner of mine. He was telling me I was listening to him. You know what I'm saying? But in my mind, I'm sitting here thinking like, man, he just told me about 4 niggas, you know what I'm saying? And these niggas that he might be in the same places with periodically. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But it's still 4 niggas that he know. You feel me? All y'all
Yeah.
the same goddamn shoe. Never. Never.
Yeah.
Hey, this is no lie. I told him, I said, you see these? And I had on some different shoes, you know what I mean? I said, you see these right here? I said, you won't see nobody with these. He looked down, he said, shit, sure won't. You know what I mean? I'm just
Yeah.
different like that, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't wanna pull up and you know, and the first thing people gonna notice is what everybody else got.
Yeah.
But when they see me, what they gonna notice? What everybody ain't got. And that's why they notice it. Because I ain't got what everybody else got on. I don't like that. Shit, I want to be like James Shoes, man. You know, I don't want to come outside looking like Skull. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And when they see Skull acting a fool or giving away all his goddamn shit, we look alike now. We supposed to act alike. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh. No. You know what I'm saying? I want my own identity, man. You know what I mean? I don't want
Hey, what you
to
think about
imitate,
that?
man. You know.
Hey, you
Uh,
think these days, uh, keeping your identity these days, even when you get a woman and letting your woman keep her voice, because I feel like every woman needs a voice in a relationship. Man, I'm supposed to kill their voice out there. But like you say, it's approachment and it's accountability. But what can you say about this sometime? The woman having the voice too, based upon how she kill her own voice or the man kill his own voice. Because you know what I'm saying, sometimes a woman can kill a voice. She'll wonder why her voice get nagging because she killed the voice. She didn't have nothing good to talk about sometimes. But bullshit. She might want to run around the corner and check my phone and this and that. Now, when it's time to talk about something good, it's slow to talk about. Feel me now? But when it was all, I'm cheat, now you ain't got nothing good to say about it. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about that these days? This is 2026 woman keeping their voice out there and how would it take to keep a voice these days?
man, hey, 2026, 1902, whatever year it is, you know what I mean? It don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
need to be responsible for themselves. If you want to be loved 100%, you know, genuinely, unfiltered, you know what I'm saying? Shit, figure out who you are. Because if you figure out who you are, you gonna know what you gonna accept and what you not willing to accept. You know what I mean? And then once you know yourself, you're not afraid to be honest. You know, a lot of people can't really get the truth on how to do something because you being lied to. You know, and so you say you love me, so I'm showing you love, but you know, really, you don't love me. You feel me?
Hey, keep going. But I'm gonna put the word Missibg in there too with that what we talking about, because you know sometimes niggas say you're miserable because you feel certain ways and all that. And what we gonna go with that too. We gonna keep that Missibg in there. Speak on that last, but keep with the subject on woman keeping the voice. So I just had to put that in there before I forget.
Yeah, but you know, that's what I feel. You know what I'm saying? A woman can make more money than the man, but if that woman won't control, it really don't leave that man a leg to stand on, because what is he doing for himself? See how it fall back to self? You feel what I'm saying? So now it's conflict in that motherfucker because he can't compromise because he ain't comfortable with who he is, and that's broke without a motherfucking job. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So he in that motherfucker trying to fight and pull for control when shit, you already know your bitch want control, nigga. She wanted control when you had a job, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, man, you know what I'm saying, it starts with self. You know what I'm saying? A person have to get to know who they are. You know what I'm saying? So he won't feel so vulnerable and saying, say, baby, you know what I mean? You already know a nigga fucked up. You know, but you throwing your weight around this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let you have this shit. You already know I'm put up with that bullshit. You know, nigga ain't coming to that motherfucker compromising, man, trying to get something that he know he ain't finna get or she ain't finna get. So, you know what I'm saying? Shit. You know, because a lot of people don't even want what the fuck they asking for. You know, it's like a nigga say he want a good bitch, you know what I'm saying? But shit, when that bitch coming, that motherfucker standing on 10, you know, is you finna beat this hoe up and bully this bitch and make this hoe weak? Or is you finna get your shit together? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, shit, man, it just, like I say, man, it just getting to know who you is, man, accepting who you are. You know, because at the same time, you can say, look at here, bitch, that shit you got going on work for you. But I ain't up in this motherfucker needing you. You know what I mean? Because what I got going on work for me. You know what I'm saying? We can either find common ground in what we both got going on, or bitch, you can hit that motherfucking door. You know what I'm saying? Because we in life shit. You know, man, hey, look. See, I ain't the one. You know, I'm just saying, you know, I got enough sense to know the difference in knowing what you want and accepting what you need. Even though there's a difference in the two, you know what I'm saying? A person have to do what's best for them. I know this shit what I got going. I know this shit work, boy. But look, fuck it, man. You know what I'm saying, baby? You got my back. You feel me? Because it's a vulnerable moment, man. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You coming like shit. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? In the back of your head, you like shit, man. This bitch got my best interest at heart. You know what I'm saying? You vulnerable, my nigga. You know, and it's vice versa for a woman. You know, this bitch can have kids. You know what I'm saying? You know, you feel me? You're like, man, what me and my kids gonna do? And I gotta trust you right now. You see, just saying, man, you know what I'm saying? But it's so many people, man, you know what I'm saying? that vulnerable part of their life, you know, they afraid of that. So it brings so many different lies and it keep a person from accepting who they really are. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to accept who you really are and you can't share it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know,
Hey.
how you gonna accept, goddamn me, you a killer and you won't tell this nigga what you would do to him from fucking with you?
Yeah.
You know, man, come on now, you know what I'm saying? You know what you would do to him, man. Get a nigga warning shot.
Yeah.
You know, but it's the same way with life, man. You know what I'm saying? But people are afraid to give out a warning shot because it's like, oh, nigga, you missed. And they go to nan and boo boo. You know, you had a bigger shooter. You know what I'm saying? Or you had a bigger trick. Or you had a big liar. You know, or you had a bigger story to tell. You know, you know what I'm saying? So, man.
What do you think about the word? Don't forget what I said about the word Missibg. Do you think is it a shame, or are you afraid to be by yourself? Because these days, people think being by yourself feel lonely, or do being by yourself sometimes is it much peace out of it based upon being with somebody in that sense of mode of like just say people on the relationship level of they get a relationship cheat or something don't work out or they get cheated on into that. And, you know, even if they in there, first they were happy over here on the Facebook, then they sad over here on the Facebook. Now they don't know who they are trying to please Facebook sometime or the social sites. They don't share the bad part, but then just because a nigga speak his opinion sometimes, do that make a nigga miserable? Because a nigga tell the truth faster than a motherfucker or go hide the lie. What can you say about that these days? Where people be calling a word miserable or who's supposed to be miserable because you don't take no shit and you don't talk with biting your tongue when the truth should be said. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody don't like the truth when it comes to them cheated on and it's time to move on and either you go keep doing the sanity shit till you go crash out. What it be these days with that? You know what I'm saying? Niggas scared to be alone. What that word mean?
You know, I just think miserable gonna be leveled on not the success in your life, but the situations you have accepted in your life.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because success or non-success it shouldn't make no motherfucker miserable. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to think about that. You know, damn, what am I doing? Comparing myself to somebody else? And since I haven't achieved that level of success, that makes me miserable. So hell no.
Yeah.
Miserable come from the different adversities in one life that person have accepted and overcame. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be the strongest motherfucker in the world. But that miserable motherfucker is gonna be that one that can't accept this trifling ass shit that they did in their life that they should be able to overcome.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, probably that motherfucker that's telling the song bitch that they miserable, that's probably that miserable motherfucker. And all you do is just if the motherfucker that call you miserable probably know you. And all you gotta think about some of the trifling shit that person have to lay down at night with and live with every day. You know what I'm saying? And you can say, oh, okay, that's why that motherfucker say I'm miserable. You know what I'm saying? Because if you call them back and you tell them, say, man, I ain't never done this. I ain't never done that. I know you got to be a miserable motherfucker. And just hang up and let them ponder on what you know. And then guess what else they gonna remember? All the shit that you don't know. To really put a stamp on who really miserable. Yeah, I ain't got enough sense to know that much. Shit. got enough sense to know that much.
Hey,
And,
these days of time, as you get old, you know, you looking for peace. You know what I'm saying? Based upon, you know, niggas go through changes out there. My last one before we get up out of here, man, while we on that, going through change and missing from the book, because, you know, niggas go from darkness to joy out there, and you glowing out there, so they see the joy in you, but from your darkness to joy experiences out there, what can you say about that? Because my darkness to joy, you know, people getting you know what I'm saying, they feel good moment boy, you know, like even when people lose they loved ones, shit, they don't never get, they be scared, the feeling, you know, they don't never forget about it, but it's the lessons that they mom or dad taught them that's needed these days. And sometimes when you, like you said, you didn't nobody do nothing, but you still listen. They probably brought to you, still learned them and apply them. What can you say about that? From people losing people going into a dark spot, like they ain't gonna get over to get their joy back or get to know who they are again. As you saying, what's the biggest thing of darkness to joy to you?
I just think, you know, that's the best time to steal. You know,
Yeah,
it's hard for a person to get mad, you know, when the physical ain't here. You know,
yeah,
so who gonna challenge you, you know what I'm saying, for taking the good from a dead person? You know, if you
yeah,
want real, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And so you can apply that to your life, you know what I'm saying, and become a better person. Even if you are already good. But even just think about if you bad and you just took some good from a dead person. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna
yeah,
show. It might not show right then, but over time it will show. You know what I'm saying? It'll make them remember whoever you stole it from. And guess what they
yeah,
get a chance to do? Live on. They get a chance to live on through you. Because you took that good and applied it to your life, made a better you to let them keep going. So I just say steal. You know what I'm saying? When somebody
yeah.
die, you know what I'm saying, steal from them. You know, take the good from them. You know, take the good from them and apply it to your life and see what it do for you. That's the best time to steal. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
You know, that's
That's
the best time
good.
to steal, you know.
Hey man, you gave the best analogy for that too. For real. The best analogy, still the good moments, still the
Yeah.
good times, all that.
Not the good
Because
times, you know what I'm saying? You gotta let that go.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Life is about going forward like traffic. You know what I'm saying? You don't want traffic to come to a standstill. You know that it be a traffic jam. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You want your life to be like traffic with a consistent flow.
yeah,
Occasionally, occasionally you got the left and you got the right. You know what I'm saying? So you know you got to stop. You know what I'm saying? But that's only for a brief moment. You know,
yeah.
you being considerate. You know, in life you're gonna have to be considerate sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So let's treat life like traffic and just let it flow.
That's good.
Occasionally, remember your counterparts. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You might be going in that direction, even though you know.
yeah,
So let's just treat life like traffic and just let it flow. And occasionally, we'll share.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, and just keep going, man. That's what I say.
Hey, I gotta get you one more before we get up out of here too. Uh, what about you think about the Arkansas movement, the Arkansas? Because you know me, I speak for real, and I you know me, I give it up for the whole state. I don't care what color you is. If you making noise, I feel you're consistent. I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody got something going on. But when it comes to the beef, the face of Arkansas, your opinion, who actually making noise, what was your standpoint on how can Arkansas become a better of making an understanding for people to say, hey, people out there making noise in their own lane, they doing their own damn thing, and that's what it is. But do you think when people put a face on shit, is that making a divided ship or competition coming better. Because 2026, you know, people have hot song, then it start fading because ain't nobody coming together. Everybody's still doing the same shit. What can you say about the Arkansas hip hop movement? You know,
I would say this here. I don't have a dog in the
I
fight.
like Cat Daddy, I like Vicious, I like all the people that people say they got their own opinions, what goes on in the rock, you know. Like I say, I'm a foreigner still, but I know I'm been around a while, just the point of certain shit, that's their business. But it's like I feel like sometimes people divide the ship or have people thinking, and then I ain't feel scared, just like, you know, they like thinking the lesbians running everything in Little Rock now. The lesbians harder than the niggas on the rap. You be like, God damn, how the lesbians got more noise than real niggas out here? What kind of shit is that? You know what I'm saying? Like how much lesbians is making more noise than that? And shout out to Cat Dad, #1 stud world, what that she say, and shout out to Vicious, you know what I'm saying? Like I be telling people, hey man, a lot of people think different of you. We might be pulling up or whatever, but everybody did nothing to you. I be wondering what you think about that Arkansas, because I see the comments sometime, and when people share the truth, it ain't like you hate. It ain't like this saying what you tell a motherfucker, nah man, that's some garbage. You didn't make that. I don't like that. What do you say about that these days?
I don't have a dog in the fight, but I will say this though, you know, it's all about getting the bag. So, you know, shit, hey, make the best investments, spend your money properly, and get the money. You know what I'm saying? Competition only makes money, you know. So shit, as long as they can compete, you know, shit, do it however they do it. I don't give a damn. You know, I just like good music, you know, but I will say this right here, you know. It's a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, that it's just my own personal opinion. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, get your money, invest your money into whatever that you like. You know what I'm saying? Long as it's an investment, it should bring some type of return, you know, some type of profit, you know. But I will say this right here, because man, it be a lot of people watching these things and all this different shit that people be creating, man. You know what I mean? So just don't go to putting all that paper out there, you know what I mean? And it ain't no strings attached to it, you know, because, you know what I'm saying, you can act like music is bringing in a lot of this motherfucking paper, and then, you know, that music is monetized, LLC, you know what I'm saying? It can be checked up on, you know, you feel me?
Yeah.
Man, that should be scaring me, my nigga. That type of shit scare me, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of these people, man, you know what I'm saying? You know, when people go to checking the string behind, you know, like, goddamn, man, that's a big ass goddamn woo, 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 woo. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I understand this nigga, he making good music, you know what I'm saying? But he ain't went no farther than Arkansas. How the fuck they able to spend 50,000?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
you feel me? Man,
Yeah.
that shit scare me, man. You know, I stay away from them type of people, man. Cause I don't know who watching them. I don't know what the fuck they involved in. All I know is it don't look right. That's all I know. You know what I'm saying? And my advice is, you know what I'm saying, make sure the string is attached to the right prize.
Yeah.
You feel
Yeah.
me? You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Don't like them niggas
youngsters,
say,
that's free
go to
game
pump
right
fake.
there. That's free game. Say it again, fam. Make sure it attached to what?
Man, don't go to pump faking, man. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people. I know a lot of black people come from shit that we come from nothing. Just
Yeah.
because we go to receiving things in our lives, you know what I'm saying? You need to get around some people that didn't have something, so they can humble you down on where you trying to go. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, man, don't just throw it away like that, man. You know, I'm a person like this right here, man. You know what I'm saying? I stand for what's right, but I would not allow no one else to be a dictator of my life. But whatever I choose to do, I have to accept the consequences that come behind it. And then having that much motherfucking sense, you know what I'm saying? I know that there might be certain things that I shouldn't allow the world to see. That's anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that you need to think about what you allow the world to see before you allow them to see it. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm saying still go, but you might not need to go with everything that you thought you need to go with. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Shit, man, this is a cold world, man. You know what I'm saying? Because like we was talking earlier, man, you know what I'm saying? People looking for the moment to involve themselves in other people's goddamn business, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? But not just stopping right there, because we done talked about some other shit. Accountability.
Yeah.
Man, I already knew, man. When I pulled up at this rat ass nigga and this nigga went to saying this shit in my mouth, nigga, I already knew I shouldn't have came over here. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But a lot of us won't hold ourselves accountable. We just go straight point the finger at this motherfucking rat.
Yeah.
When you done raised up above the crowds that you going to. You know it's no telling who in those crowds. You know what I'm saying? But we're afraid to accept the next level. You know what I'm saying? Because the next level comes with individual. You and me. We only bring people to the next level with us. But when you go to the next level by yourself and you be creative and you try the things that you have created for yourself, the preparations you have decided to, you know, hey, let me sacrifice and prepare for this shit right here. You know what I'm saying, man? Fuck that nigga. I ain't taking that nigga nowhere with me, bro. You know what I'm saying? You already know how I am, Skull, man. Who with you? You know what I'm saying? Say, hell now, man. Hey, man, this your cousin. I don't give a fuck who that nigga is, man. He coming over. You already know who I am. You know what I'm saying, man? Because I don't even fuck with niggas like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know, you know what I'm saying? I'm a loyal friend, man. I done had niggas cross me, bro. I done had a lot of old suck ass shit go on, man. You know what I'm saying? But you already know. I ain't trying to do nothing but help somebody, motivate them at the same time, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they might have a different idea than me. So now they raised up past me. You feel what I'm saying? So now I have another motivation. You feel? You know what I'm saying, man? You know what I'm saying? But you can't be afraid to let somebody supersede you, man. You know, men's not afraid of that, you know, because that's only added motivation to my life. Because I know it's possible. Listen here. The old saying is, there's nothing new under the sun. You feel me? So whatever you've done has been done before, so why I can't? Done that many motherfucking times, why the next person can't? If ain't nothing new under the sun, right? Like 1, 2, 3, man. Shit, man. We can't be that naive, man. Can't be that naive, nigga.
Man, homie P.Shutes, man, we get back into it, man. Look, South Fast hour went. We gonna continue, man. You might see us in traffic. You might see us here, and we gonna keep the subjects going, man. We think we gonna serenade the block, the everywhere, you know, give it real live game, man. And, you know what I'm saying? Just talk about shit, man. Let y'all hear it for 2026, what y'all missing. It's called What the Book Missing out there. If you got any comments of what you think, what's missing out the today's society, what's missing out the book, you know what I'm saying, what's missing out the good book these days, man, get in the conversation, Bill, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to P.Shutes out there, man. We gonna get it to you one way, real out there, man. Nice conversation, man. You know what I'm saying? Much love, man. But man, what can you say, man? What you doing for the holidays? You ain't seen shit yet. I know it's about 23, 30 degrees out there. You know what I'm saying? You ain't eggnog. What's on the menu? I'm speaking on that, man, because I gotta say this before I get out of here. What can you say about health these days? I gotta put this in here. What can you say about health based upon as we get older on what's good for us and not? because, like I say, this something that going into the new year, why we should be able to build with it too, is a healthy diet. So what can you say about that before we get out of here? I just want to elaborate on that. I'm gonna use that on what you use, even for Roman noodle soups these days. What can you say about that? Putting your own spices in there and all that, and making it better for you. What can you say these days on a good diet? And you grow food too. Shout out to my homie, grow his food this year. Don't forget about that either, man.
I just think the more you know about yourself, the more I think you willing to challenge yourself. The more things you willing to do for yourself. The more just get to know who you are. You know what I'm saying? I think the more you know about you, the more curious you are. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to know where you from. Like your origin. So,
Yeah,
and once you get to know all of that stuff, and then some people don't give a damn, man. They just like what they like. But for the people that do, you know what I'm saying, just get to know who you are. And hey, I'm telling you, man. I'm gonna tell you, I did this today. I made pancakes, banana, and pineapples. And so me and one of my boys in the house, everybody else sleeps. So I was like, boy, eat this with me. You know what I'm saying? So he ate it. And so I said, you like it? So he was like, yeah. I said, but let me bring something to your attention. I said, how many times did you think about me? I said, I ain't think about me. I said, man, just all in the mind. You know what I'm saying? You get something to taste the way you want it to taste. You know what I'm saying? You're going to eat it because that's what you like. The same way you would do with me. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But if you don't go into it thinking about me and you get whatever else that you preparing to taste the way you want it, you're going to eat it
yeah,
and enjoy it. And never think
yeah,
about me. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But a lot of
yeah,
people go into things thinking about what they like. They ain't
yeah,
thinking about what's best for them.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? They ain't thinking about that. They just thinking about what they like. So that's why I say you got to hold yourself accountable, man. When you go to thinking about you, and when you go to falling in love with you, you'll start thinking different. You know what I'm saying? Because the first motherfucker that come first, or the first person it is you. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? You can't never forget about nobody else, you know what I'm saying? Because the way to longevity is to share. It's simple, man. You got to believe in a power that's greater than yourself. Have faith that that power exists. And share a life. You know what I'm saying? I think that, it's just simple. Them the rules of life. Them the rules of living. You know, when the person can start thinking like that, man, you know what I'm saying? I just think, they say put one foot, in front of the other one. Shit, that shit come easy, man. Yeah, we gonna have our opinions, man. You know what I'm saying? That would get a lot of people fucked up, and that would make a lot of other people not like some people because of their opinions, not because they done nothing to them. It's just because a person shared their opinion about something that they saw or something that they heard. You feel me? But this the
yeah,
thing about opinions. Why was it so far out?
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
you know, but see that come with people want to be seen, people want to be heard, you know.
yeah,
So
yeah,
shit, what come with being seen is heard is being talked about.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? For real. So shit, but it starts with you. Yeah, we gotta hold ourselves accountable, man. Yeah, we gotta hold ourselves accountable, Skull.
man. P.Shutes, man. We're gonna get in, man. We over hour shit. You know what I'm saying? We'll continue this conversation. You know what I'm saying? Check
Real.
us out, man. Salute, like, share, comment. Salute everybody that tuned in, man. This life lesson you can take, man. You know what I'm saying? True opinions, our opinion, you know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about nobody else thinking. True life game, something you can take, keep you out of jail and everything. Much love to everybody out there that tuned in. Shit, man, we out, man. One out there, South Arkansas Trail Top. Yeah.